Wow, that's old. That's really old.
We've gathered a bunch of CATIA nostalgic visuals that date from the 1980s, and today we're going to have you go through some of them.
It's always amazing to look at the past.
So let's deep dive into the history.
That's cool. I'm curious to see what we're going to see.
Okay, we can start with the first one.
Wow, more French than ever, Boeing.
At this time, it was not so easy to imagine to have such a big US company choose one small French software company for such an amazing topic.
There is a bit of emotion when really looking at that. I know that the 777 which was really the first one down there, one of the most sold airplane in the history. That was really validated fully with CATIA.
One of the first pictures of CATIA.
Before it was even CATI, so without the A. It was a computer-assisted, three-dimensional interactive, and then they had the application.
It's funny because it's still something we do in design to sketch this ideation process on the computer.
One of the first demonstrations I have made on V6.
We already have the vision of the system with this compass that represents the forward direction and the play button to launch the experience.
Today it's the same capability but on 3D experience platform. Oh, back to the beginning of CATIA.
Wow, that's old. That's really old. We are doing some 2D thinking 3D. The iPhone I have in my pocket is probably 1,000 times more powerful than the device that we see here.
Oh, wow. So it's a rendering and inside there is a picture. So it's like an inversion of the reality.
Wow, again, old stuff. And you see what is interesting here is that we were at a transition between the drawers, the people who were actually making drawings, and people who were going on computers.
A nice graphic tablet or to replace the mouse.
CATIA and the Eiffel Tower. So they probably tried to model the Eiffel Tower with CATIA. We now have what we call the patterns, so capacity to reproduce sequentially with adaptation. So CATIA has really moved to architecture for about a decade, so with specific features dedicated to that.
It was CATIA at this time. Today it's more on the Simulia side. It's one of the reasons of the creation of CATIA, in fact. To create complex shape on 2D, it's too complex. But if you are able to create all the shape in 3D, you are able to use all the shape for simulating the behaviors of the plane.
In the early 2000s, that's really the first time we were doing some simulation on airplanes. And that's where you could look at the aerodynamic of a plane and simulate it probably in stuff that were quite old. We were at that time thinking about ModSim before we were really marketing it.
We made a lot of progress also with ModSim because we want to bring simulation also for people that are modeling the product.
We were doing at that time trying to do some ModSim with 2 dimensions. So a ModSim that was really on the logical level and on the 3D level. So quite ambitious. We had the good feelings and ideas at that time, but that's 15 years ago. Now it became really mature and we are able to provide that to another level of intuitiveness and of efficiency.
I think it's a love brand.
You can design everything on CATIA.
CATIA means efficiency. When you look at the history of CATIA, a lot of change, but with continuity.